Hey everyone, how you doing today? Topic number two is it's headline information today. So how you doing today, Rylas?
Hi, doing great.
So I don't know if this happened in your world, but my world kind of rumbled this morning. The top three alerts on my phone when I started to do my research for the daily financial news was Tesla drops $1.5 billion on Bitcoin. They've taken roughly 8% of their treasury, which was 19 billion at the last reporting, and converted it to Bitcoin. And oh, by the way, very soon you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. I was shocked by all of this. I guess I saw it coming. He's been kind of hinting, right? He added, Bitcoin hashtag to his Twitter profile. So if you were paying attention, it was coming. But wow, Tesla owns actually now it owns 1.8 billion in Bitcoin because it's up 15%. So what are your thoughts on Bitcoin?
Yeah, I love this topic. So yeah, it hit my radar this morning. I was doing my workout, listening to a stream. There's a DJ I listen to, streams on Twitch live,
Oh, nice.
and so I heard it there, and then I heard most of it on your discussion this morning on the daily financial news, and I'll tell you, I just had a big smile on my face. I love the blockchain. It's our future.
Mhm.
And this makes me happy for a lot of reasons. One, looking back, just a couple years ago, maybe it's a few years ago, I asked my local bank, I was opening a business bank account,
Mhm.
and the bank asked me if I accept cryptocurrency or Bitcoin.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, well, what if I did? And they said, you can't use our services. We will shut you down if you
Wow.
use cryptocurrency. So I've been excited about just the technology that the blockchain has to offer us,
Mhm.
but I've seen the pushback from businesses. So, things have gotten a little bit better, and this is a huge step for that. Now, Elon, he's one of my heroes. The personality traits, INTJ.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're familiar with the 16 personality types, but I'm the same personality type as Elon Musk.
Oh, really?
So he's like yeah.
INTJ. So introvert. Tell me what they are. I forget.
uh, Introvert versus extrovert.
Yep.
N is intuitive versus I don't know the other one.
Okay.
Thinking
Yep.
versus feeling, and then J is for judgment.
Yeah, I would say that's you. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so we're kind of a weird breed. So I really love Elon because he loves to shake it up.
Yes, he
I
does.
guess is fair to say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um,
Y- Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so this is just a huge move because yeah, 1.5 billion, now 1.8 billion. It's
Exactly.
just at a time where people are starting to get more comfortable with cryptocurrency
Yeah.
and with Bitcoin. PayPal made the move.
Yeah.
Elon's no longer involved there, but Elon or PayPal was one of the big, I think one of the first big companies that
Yeah.
made the push with Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You can
how
buy
long ago was
you,
that?
you can buy Bitcoin on your phone from the PayPal app, and I know that because I've done it. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and that was pretty recent, right?
Yeah,
Like the
it's
last what, like
six
four, six
months,
months?
4 to 6 months. Yeah, I mean, PayPal, Strike. Again, I think so. This is how I saw Bitcoin. Again, kind of the history, right? 2017 or so. I have a friend of mine who's in my tight circle, right? One of those 5 people. He came to my house wearing this little thing around his neck, shaking with excitement, talking about the 7 figures he had on this key fob or key or whatever the hell they're called. And he was trying to get us to move a portion of our net worth into Bitcoin or crypto. I think he was just talking crypto at the time. And when I see that kind of vibration excitement, it sends off all my alarm bells. So I'm like, love it for you, good for you, not for me, right? And then Bitcoin goes on its crazy run and then crashes. Fast forward to 2020, you start seeing Paul Tudor Jones, you start seeing Stanley Druckenmiller, you start seeing PayPal and Strike, and it's a different breed. It's individuals who now aren't buying half a coin. These are people buying thousands of coins. Then I go in and go, you know what? There's a limited supply, 21 million, I think it is. And oh, by the way, 1.5 million or 2 million is lost. So really you have 19. You have this. I mean, there's so many things that cause me to go, you know what? historically, I was a silver and gold person who had an insurance policy there. Now the net worth is bigger. It becomes difficult to own because I'm a physical owner. I'm not an ETF or certificate. I don't believe or trust that. I'm like, okay, well, am I going to move in? And when Druckenmiller and Paul Tudor Jones and even Ray Dalio starts talking about, okay, it's now real, and you see Fidelity and you see these insurance companies moving portions, and then you have MicroStrategies, who's a European software company, take its treasury and convert, and then now Tesla. I think the game's changed. Today's a seminal day for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin doesn't go to zero from here. A week ago, I couldn't have said that. I will now say that. And Elon Musk is a Pied Piper. There are the amount of retail investors that are going to come to Bitcoin and other crypto today that weren't yesterday is fundamentally different. And
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's going to be different.
Yeah. So I'm big on crypto. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be our winner in the future, though.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So here's why. So Bitcoin, it's the first, and I know you said on your show, you're like, I want to buy the first, the pioneer. There's tons of these out there.
Yeah.
But what they're lacking, they have an older blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the newer ones, like Ethereum,
Mm-hmm.
is capable. You can do smart contracts in their blockchain, meaning contracts can be executed by computers, basically.
Mm.
And it also runs more efficiently.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to see the push for Bitcoin and every there, they're kind of paving the way, getting people used to using cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
But what I think the future is going to look like, and who knows, things are changing so fast, but I envision people having a crypto portfolio kind of like stocks,
Mm-hmm.
but that you spend all the time. Like, I don't know if there'll be one, just one currency that we all use. So it may be like, I know people have been talking about this. What if Amazon develops a coin, right? What if they turn around and offer a coin, and with that coin, you get 5% off of Amazon purchases?
Yeah.
Then that could be, a huge player. So I don't know. I'm glad to see the movement in crypto, but I just feel like Bitcoin is a little too. It's lacking. It's lacking the ability with the smart contracts.
So I'm just hearing you speak, and I didn't ask this before I hit record. So we'll see where we go from here. So do you actually own some crypto?
I own a little bit, just a little bit.
Sure.
But I own more Ethereum and Litecoin than I do Bitcoin.
Okay. Yeah. So as I've looked at this, and it's funny you brought up Ethereum. So again, I've been very clear on my channel. I went in and started moving 1% of my 1% of my net worth to crypto. Bitcoin is where you start. At least it's where I started. I kind of look at Bitcoin as being gold, if you will. And again, this is my analogy, no one else's. I see it as gold. But over time, I did see Ethereum, and I kind of translated Ethereum to my old world being silver. Again, right or wrong, it's just what I thought. So I have added Ethereum because Bitcoin is run, right? When I told my audience I was going to move to Bitcoin, I think it was 18,000. It's now what, 44,000 or something. So I do have that. I don't have any Litecoin. At some point, to me, there's just so many, right? So I see Ethereum as, again, tell me where I'm wrong, right? I see Ethereum kind of being that transactional, like you said, right? It's facilitating transaction, and it's like a toll road. That's how I kind of see Ethereum, right? It's a toll road. And then I don't think Bitcoin goes anywhere. I think it's always the gold standard. I think eventually it gets to be so expensive. You'll have other coins that are ETFs or fractional shares, like Berkshire Hathaway Class A versus Berkshire Hathaway Class B stocks.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see the world.
Yeah. The price of it is irrelevant too, because it's not like there's no physical coin. So it doesn't matter if you own, whatever fraction it is, because it's only an entry anyways. It only exists as
a ledger,
an entry in a database. Yeah. So it doesn't matter that it's whole.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Number.
Yeah.
So,
it's divisible, right? That's the one thing. And again, for me, this Tesla news, pushes the idea that it's transactional, right? Right. Tesla announced today that you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. How long until GM, Ford, Mercedes, Porsche do the same? And then if you can do it for 40, 50, $100,000 vehicles, who's to say Caterpillar and John Deere and other industrial makers don't do the same? And then, oh, by the way, what happens if companies like Apple, who are printing cash on their balance sheet, go, you know what? The freaking US government is killing the US dollar. I'm going to take 5 or 10% of my dollars, which are losing value every freaking day, every second, all the time. And I'm going to move some of that. I mean, it's what Tesla did, I think, is game changing. And we're only, we won't know the change. And I think it'll be fast. I think in the next 30 days, you're likely to see other Fortune 500 companies go, you know what? We moved 1 to 5% of our treasury to crypto. It's going to change fast, I think.
Yeah, because how much does Apple have in cash? Do they still have a ton of cash?
Oh yeah, it's like 500 or 600 billion. It's just a ridiculous. It's like they have more money in cash than some companies have or countries have in GDP. It's crazy.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What if they bought just $1 billion? 2 billion. That's
into
nothing.
an environment with a constrained amount. That's the wrinkle in all of this. So I think it's going to be interesting times. I don't see Bitcoin going to zero now. That I couldn't have said that yesterday. I would have told everybody who asked, yeah, it's possible. I don't think it can today. I think we crossed that Rubicon, if you will.
Yeah, it kind of seems scary to me though, like kind of like the stocks.
Yeah,
people kind of play with it and play with the value.
Yeah.
And part of the challenge of cryptocurrencies, I have just a very little bit of it, but I never want to spend it, right? I think it'd be cool to learn how to use it. And I bought some crypto kitties. And
I've never heard of that.
I went to a lawyer, a continuing education on the blockchain.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that it's like Beanie Babies, but digital.
Oh, wow.
So I went on to do it. I tried to get my kids interested in it.
Huh.
I was like, you guys can be crypto kitty rich. You'll be the first. Forget Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But anyways, just as a way to play on the blockchain.
Yeah.
But it requires Ethereum to use it. Yeah, I think it's Ethereum. And you have to go to a desktop computer.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen my crypto kitties in a while. And you got to log in.
Yeah.
And there's a little plugin you get, like you get a wallet thing that works together with Safari.
Interesting.
But
yeah, I think the world's different. As Elon has several times, he's changed the game. Electric cars, batteries, going to Mars, PayPal. I mean, the world changed today.
Yeah.
And Elon did it. Elon did it again, in my opinion.
I think so too. So one, it was getting people used to buying cars online, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Started there. Without that, this move couldn't have happened.
It's crazy.
So
it's going to be amazing.
People are now used to buying it online with dollars. Now they can buy online with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, this has been a great conversation. I appreciate it. Again, in the distant future, you're going to be accepting crypto for your services. I can see it already.
Yeah. So my dream, the way I see estate planning shifting, is my dream is to leave a legacy for my kids. It's going to be 2 things. 1 is real estate.
Yeah.
And 2 is crypto.
Interesting.
Yeah, because with crypto, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do it. But I think I want to divide the key like between my kids, or maybe have part of it go to my trustee.
Yeah.
And part to my kids. But if you get a judgment against you.
Yeah.
So I have a safety deposit box,
yeah.
and I have my crypto key in there.
Okay.
And I asked, what happens if I get a judgment against me? Will you let my creditors into that box?
Yeah.
And they don't always like that question. Is that not a normal question at the bank?
Yeah.
They had to get like their managers and everyone, and they're like, well, yeah, we would.
Yeah.
So that tells me, all right, so you have to separate your password, right? You can't have it in just one place.
Yeah.
But it really, it's a whole nother level, because you can provide assets where no one can control them, no one can seize them.
Yeah, very cool. Well, this has been a great conversation. I promise you, we will be hitting this topic again in the next 30 or 45 days, because I think the world's at this point. I think the evolution is it's going to be a tighter circle. We're going to be talking about this some more. So, Rylas, thank you very much for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep.